I plunged the knife into my best friend's chest not because he deserved it. Hell, maybe I did too, but because the boardroom betrayal had festered into something uglier than murder. A corporate cancer that demanded excision. 40 minutes after they escorted me out like yesterday's trash. The entire firm's servers flatlined. My parting gift of a worm eating their data alive while I sipped black coffee in a diner booth, watching the chaos unfold on my burner phone. And as the cops' sirens wailed closer, I realized revenge wasn't sweet. It was the sour tang of freedom laced with the blood of everyone I'd ever trusted, including myself. That morning started like any other grind in the glass tower hell of downtown Chicago, wind whipping off Lake Michigan, slicing through my cheap wool overcoat as I hustled into the lobby of Apex Financial Partners. I'd been there 8 years, climbing from data entry drone to lead systems architect, the guy who kept the digital veins pumping blood to their billion-dollar trades. My name's Jack Harlan, 34, divorced, with a one-bedroom in Wrigleyville that smelled like regret and instant ramen. No kids, no safety net, just the grind and a vague promise of stock options that never quite vested. HR's email hit my inbox at 9:15 a.m. Subject line: immediate meeting, conference room 7. No pleasantries. No, hope this finds you well bullshit. I figured it was the usual quarterly bullshit performance metrics. Forced team-building exercises where middle management pretended to care about work-life balance. I grabbed my laptop, straightened my tie, the one with the faded Cubs logo from Better Days, and headed up. Sarah Klein, the HR drone with a perpetual fake smile and yoga pants uniform, was waiting with folded arms. Flanking her was Victor Lang, my direct boss. A silver-haired shark in a bespoke suit who'd poached me from a competitor with promises of real power. And there, smirking from the corner like he'd already won the lottery, was Ethan Caldwell, the MBA hire. Fresh out of Wharton, 28, with that polished frat boy sheen, gelled hair, Rolex peeking from crisp cuffs, and eyes that said he summered in the Hamptons while I scraped by on student loans. Jack, Victor started, voice like gravel over glass. We appreciate your contributions, but Apex is evolving. Ethan's bringing fresh perspectives, disruptive tech integrations, blockchain synergies. Effective immediately. He's stepping into your role. I blinked. The words not computing. My role? The one where I'd rebuilt their legacy systems after the 22 cyber breach. Saving their asses from a class action lawsuit? The one where I'd pulled 72-hour shifts during the crypto crash. Coding firewalls while Victor golfed at Augusta? You're firing me? My voice came out flat, detached, like I was narrating someone else's nightmare. Sarah slid the severance packet across the table. 2 months' pay, non-compete clause thick as a phone book, and a gag order on proprietary knowledge. Ethan leaned forward, all earnest concern. Hey, man, no hard feelings. We're building something big here. You'll land on your feet. Land on my feet.
Right.
Like the time I'd covered for Victor's indiscretion, that little accounting fudge during the merger. The one that could have landed him in federal pound-me-down if the SEC sniffed it out. I'd rerouted the audit trails, buried the discrepancies in metadata no one but me knew how to unpack. And now this. I stood, chair scraping like a death rattle. Who's the fall guy for the 21 derivative scam? Then, because if Ethan's so disruptive, maybe he can explain why the CFTC's been circling for months. Victor's face tightened, a flicker of something dark. Fear? Guilt, before the mask snapped back. That's not relevant.
Jack.
Security will escort you out. 40 minutes. That's all it took for the worm to activate. I'd planted it months ago. A sleeper code in the core servers. Keyed to my biometric logout. Call it insurance. Born from late-night paranoia after too many whiskeys. Scrolling whistleblower forums on the dark web. It wasn't malware. Not really, just a recursive script that mirrored every transaction log to an offshore server. Then shredded the originals in a cascade of junk data. Beautiful. Really. Like watching a Jenga tower topple in slow motion. By 10 a.m., my phone buzzed. Victor. Jack. What the hell did you do? Then Sarah. Systems down. Client screaming. Ethan. The prick. Dude. Fix this now. I powered it off. Flagged the waitress for a refill. And ordered eggs over easy. Sunny side up. Because why not watch something break? But that was just the appetizer. The real feast, the betrayal that turned my gut to acid, started 2 years back. In the dim glow of Victor's corner office during a bourbon-fueled strategy session. Ethan wasn't even a blip then. He was still sucking up to professors in Philly. No. The knife first twisted courtesy of Victor himself. My mentor. The man who'd handpicked me from a nowhere firm in Milwaukee because I had that Midwestern grit. It was the weekend of the big merger with Pacific Trust. Apex was swallowing them whole. A $2.4 billion deal that'd make Victor a board legend. I was knee-deep in integration code, fusing their databases with ours, when Victor pulled me aside. Jack. Kid. We got a problem. Their books are creative. Off by $47 million in derivatives. If it leaks pre-close, we're fucked. I laughed it off at first, standard due diligence drama. But his eyes, man, they were hollow, like a man staring down a noose. Fix it, he said, sliding a flash drive across the desk. Reallocate the trails. Make it look like a rounding error. I should have walked. Hell, I should have copied it all and shopped it to the journal. But Victor was more than a boss. He was the father I never had. The one who fronted me cash for my ex's lawyer fees when the divorce went nuclear. And $47 million? In the grand scheme of Wall Street wolves. It was a rounding error. So I did it. Buried the ghost in nested queries. Timestamped it to a defunct server. And toasted with him at dawn. Your family now. Jack, he slurred. This stays between us. Family. Yeah. Until the CFTC audit hit 6 months later. Probes, sniffing like bloodhounds. Victor played dumb. Pointed fingers at rogue coders in the IT basement. Me? I was the scapegoat. The loyal dog taking the bullet. No charges stuck. My work was too clean, but the whispers killed my rep. Promotions dried up. Clients ghosted. And Victor? He got a bonus for navigating the storm. Enter Ethan Caldwell. The golden boy parachuted in last quarter. Nepo hire? Nah. Worse. Victor's cousin's kid. Connected through some Ivy cartel. Ethan didn't just replace me. He weaponized my own code. Sloppy kid. Thought he was a genius because he'd aced case studies on Enron. He started optimizing my firewalls, poking holes for his innovative APIs. I warned him, twice, in emails timestamped for the world to see. This exposes the back end to SQL injections. He laughed it off. Old school. Jack. Trust the disruption. Disruption. That's what they called it when he accidentally leaked client trades to a dark pool, netting Apex a cool $12 million in insider edges. Illegal? Borderline. But Victor covered it. Same as always. With me initialing the compliance forms because you're the expert. By the time they canned me, I'd had enough. The worm was my mic drop.
But revenge?
That's a slow burn. The kind that chars your soul black. As I sat in that diner, grease soaking through the placemat, I pulled up the offshore mirror on my laptop. Every email, every falsified log, every dirty dollar traced back to Victor's sign-off. And Ethan's too. The kid's fingerprints were all over the leaks, sloppy as a drunk's bar tab. My phone lit up again. Unknown number. I answered. Voice steady. Harlan. Jack. It's Victor. Jesus. Man. The whole network's fried. SEC's on the line. Trade's frozen. Get back here. We'll make it right. Double your severance. Equity bump. I chuckled. Low and bitter. Make it right? Like you did when you hung the 21 scam on me? Or when Ethan poached my blockchain pitch and slapped his name on it? Silence. Thick as fog off the lake. Then, softer. That was business.
Jack.
You know how it is. Come on. For old times. Old times. The kind where mentors knife you in the ribs and call it growth. Tell Ethan hi for me. And Victor, burn in hell. I hung up, paid in cash, and vanished into the L crowd. But Chicago's a small pond for big fish. They found me by noon. 2 suits from corporate security tailing my train to Logan Square. I ditched them in a dive bar, slipped out the back, and holed up in a buddy's crash pad on the west side, ex-army. Owed me from a poker debt. That night, I started the real payback. Not the worm, that was theater. No, I doxed the dirt. Anonymous drops to ProPublica, the Chi-Trib, even that podcast a bitch who thrives on Wall Street rot. Screenshots, ledgers, the works. By midnight, Apex scandal trended. Victor's LinkedIn blowing up with "Is this true?" comments. Ethan called at 2 a.m., voice cracking like a teen caught with weed. Jack. Bro. What the fuck? They're suspending me. Dad's furious, says I'll never work in finance again. I sipped a warm beer, staring at the peeling wallpaper. Should have read the code.
Kid.
Or the room. You flipped my world for corner office, now flip burgers. He begged. Blubbered about second chances, and we're not so different. Bullshit. We were oil and water, me. The grinder with calluses, him. The air with a safety net woven from Daddy's Rolodex. I hung up, but his words stuck. A splinter under my skin. Were we different? I'd bent rules, too. Buried bodies in bites for a pat on the back. Maybe the betrayal cut deepest, because I saw my own shadow in their greed. Dawn broke gray and unforgiving. The kind of Chicago winter that seeps into your bones. I hit the streets, burner in pocket, weaving through precarious and check-cashing joints. Apex's PR machine was spinning, press release blaming, external hackers, stock dipping 8%.
Good.
But Victor? He was playing chess while I chucked grenades. By afternoon, a tale, real this time. Not suits, but a black SUV with tinted windows. Circling my block. Victor's cleaner. Probably some ex-Fed muscle he kept on retainer. I bolted. Subway to O'Hare. Grabbed a red-eye to Vegas. Cash only. Alias from my divorce stash. In the air. Turbulence rattling the fuselage like God's own laughter. I pieced it together. The full rot. It wasn't just the merger fudge. Victor had a side hustle, ghost trades funneled through Apex shells to offshore havens. Ethan's disruptions were the perfect cover. Quantum-encrypted tunnels I'd unwittingly hardened. And me? The patsy who'd signed off on every upgrade. If the feds connected dots, I'd do time for facilitation, even if Victor swung first. Vegas hit like a fever dream, neon haze. Slot machine dirges. The strip's false promise whispering, start over. I crashed in a flea bag off Fremont, the kind with hourly rates and roaches the size of quarters. There, in the flicker of a desk lamp, I built the kill switch, a public key dump, every transaction unmasked, tagged with Victor's digital sigs. One upload to WikiLeaks tip line, and the empire crumbled. But doubt crept in, a worm of its own. Ethan texted from a throwaway, found your ex's number. Nice lady. Hope she likes hearing about your insurance codes.
Blackmail?
From the kid? Or Victor pulling strings? I called my ex. Lena, voicemail. Thank God, but the threat landed. They were closing the noose. 2 days in. Hold up with takeout pho and Red Bull. The news broke. CNN ticker. Apex Financial faces massive fraud allegations. CEO Victor Lang steps down amid probe. Stock cratered 42%. Ethan's face on Bloomberg. Disheveled. Denying everything. Mischaracterizations. We're cooperating fully.
Cooperating. Right.
I watched from a sports book, surrounded by degenerates nursing beers. Their cheers for a Bears touchdown mocking my isolation. Victor's downfall should have tasted like vindication, but it soured fast. Reporters dug up the 21 scam. My name splashed in bylines. Former IT lead Jack Harlan implicated in cover-up. Implicated? I'd taken the heat to protect him. And now he was dragging me under to save his skin. Feds called at midnight. Voicemail from a 312 area code. Mr. Harlan. This is Special Agent Reyes. SEC enforcement. We need to talk. Panic clawed my throat. But I deleted it. Smashed the burner. Bought another at a gas station. Flight instinct screamed Miami warmer. Anonymous, but something anchored me. Revenge wasn't done. It was evolving. A hydra sprouting heads. Ethan found me next. The little shit. Slipped a note under my door. Room 212. Golden Nugget.
Come alone.
Ballsy. Or desperate. I strapped a pocket knife, useless against real heat, but it steadied my hands and went. He was there. Tie loose. Eyes bloodshot. Nursing a Jack and Coke. Jack. Thank God. They're pinning it all on me. Dad's cutting me off. Victor's ghosting. You win. Okay? But hear me out, we team up. I got recordings. Victor admitting the trades. The merger fix. Your name's mud, mine's worse. We flip. Immunity deal. Team up. With the kid who'd stolen my thunder? I laughed. Bitter as the whiskey fumes. Why should I? You waltzed in. Took my spot. My credit. Watched them 86 me like a bad intern. He leaned in. Voice dropping. Because I didn't know. Victor fed me lines. Jack's burned out. Needs a push. The leaks? His orders. Testing waters for bigger plays. I was the dupe. Same as you. Lies? Maybe. But his eyes, wide, fractured, mirrored my own reflection in the motel mirror that morning. Fractured. We were both pawns in Victor's long con. The old wolf pitting pups against each other while he feasted. I sat. Knife forgotten in my pocket. Proof. He slid a USB across the scarred table. Everything. But upload it. And we both fry unless we coordinate. Feds want a scalp. Victor's offering mine. The room spun. Vegas hum a distant roar. Betrayal layered on betrayal. Victor's web. Sticky and vast. Ethan wasn't villain. He was victim too. A mirror to my compromises. But trust? That bridge was ash.
48 hours, I said.
I verify. Then we talk terms. He nodded, relief cracking his facade. As he left, I plugged in the drive. Recordings played, Victor's voice. Oily and intimate. Ethan.
Kid.
Jack's loyal but brittle. Use his code. Bury the trails. He'll sign off, always does. Brittle. The word stung. A paper cut to the soul. I'd been the mule, hauling sins for scraps. Rage boiled fresh, but tempered now, alloyed with pity for the kid who'd chased the same illusion. Back in my room, I paced, carpet threadbare underfoot. Upload solo, burn them both.
Walk clean-ish. Partner with Ethan?
Risky, but shared fire might consume the wolf. Or walk away, let the feds sort the carcass. My name tainted but free. Choice paralyzed me. The knife's weight a reminder. Revenge cuts both ways. By dawn, decision crystallized, not in fury, but cold calculus. I wire the files to Agent Reyes, anonymous, with a chaser. Victor's the head. Follow the bourbon breath. The drop hit like a bomb. By noon, Victor was in cuffs, paraded on live feeds, silver hair disheveled. That shark grin replaced by a scowl.
Ethan?
He lawyered up, sang like a canary, netting a plea.
Me?
A subpoena, but no arrest.
Yet.
I flew coach to Seattle. Rain-slicked streets a balm to my nerves. New name. New gig, freelance coder for startups. Off-grid.
But the twist?
Months later, a package arrived. Ethan's doing. A thumb drive of clean ledgers. My name scrubbed from the dirt. A note. We're square.
Jack.
Don't look back.
Square? Nah.
But as I deleted it, a ghost of a smile tugged. Victor rotted in Leavenworth. Minimum 20. Ethan? Bounced to consulting. Low profile.
Me?
Alive. Unbowed. The scar of betrayal a tattoo under my skin. Was it justice?
Or just another con?
Me playing God in a rigged game? You tell me, because in America's corporate coliseum, heroes are myths. And revenge? It's the only crown that fits. The rain in Seattle hammered like accusations. Each drop a reminder that freedom's just another cage with better views. I'd rented a studio in Capitol Hill, exposed brick. Leaky skylight. The kind of place that screamed reinvented millennial but felt like hiding in plain sight. Days blurred into code sprints for indie fintechs. Nights into six-packs and true crime docs. Chasing patterns in other people's downfalls to avoid my own. 3 months post-Vegas. The nightmares started. Not Victor's face, nah. That smug bastard haunted my daydreams. But Ethan's eyes. Pleading in that nugget room. We're not so different. Bullshit then. Gospel now. I'd check the news feeds obsessively. Dark web boards for whispers of blowback. Nothing. Apex rebranded as Horizon Capital. Stock rebounding on new leadership. Victor's trial dragged. Plea deals floating like turds in the punch bowl. Then the email from a ghost account. Subject: loose ends. No body. Just an attachment. A PDF scan of my old severance agreement. Highlighted in yellow. The non-disclose on proprietary knowledge. Attached, a grainy photo of me exiting O'Hare.
Timestamped.
Someone was tying knots. Paranoia dialed to 11. I ghosted the studio. Couch surfed with a hacker buddy from the old days, Rico. Ex-NSA, washout running a VPN farm in Tacoma. Jackie boy, he grinned, handing me a joint. You look like you fucked a ghost. Close enough. Over lukewarm IPAs. I spilled, sanitized. But enough. Rico's eyes narrowed. That spook glint surfacing. SEC's not done. Reyes? She's a bulldog. Victor flipped on mid-levels. But your name's in the appendices. Material witness. They want you to testify.
Testify.
The word tasted like bile. Stand in a fluorescent courtroom. Suits leering. Reliving the knife twists? Pass, I muttered. Rico shrugged. Fired up his rig, a beast of cooling fans and RGB glow. Then vanish proper. New SIN. Facial morph app. But first, trace the email. Hours later. Pings bounce to a Cayman proxy. Dead end. But the photo metadata?
Sloppy.
EXIF data tagged to a phone geolock, downtown Chicago. Near Apex's old tower. Victor's cleaner? Or Ethan's panic play? Sleep evaded me that night. Rico's spare air mattress creaking under my tosses. Dreams fragmented. Victor's bourbon breath. Lena's laugh from our honeymoon in Door County. The worm's code scrolling like scripture. Woke sweating. Heart jackhammering. Dawn coffee run turned into a revelation. Barista with Ethan's jawline. Or just projection. Paranoia was the real worm now. Gnawing from inside. Decided then confront. Booked a Greyhound to Portland, low profile. Cash, then Amtrak north. But en route. Burner buzzed, Lena. Hadn't spoken since the divorce. Our last words venom over alimony. Jack? What the hell? Reporters at my door. Apex fraud? You?
Shit.
The blast radius. Lena. Listen.
No.
You lied.
Jack.
Always did. Covering for that prick Victor.
Now this?
My firm's dropping me. Conflict of interest. Her voice cracked. Old wounds reopening. We'd split because I worked too much. Chased the corner office ghost. Now it haunted her too. I'm sorry, I whispered. Meaning it. It wasn't supposed to. Spare me.
Just.
Stay away.
Click.
Guilt. That old bastard.
Piled on.
Revenge's collateral, forgotten in the heat. Portland hit gray and drizzly. A mirror to my mood. Crashed in a hostel. Bunked with Euro backpackers oblivious to my baggage. There. I dug. Public records. Victor's docket. Trial set for fall. But sealed motions. Whispers of immunity deals. For who? Ethan. Cutting deeper to save his hide? A week of cat and mouse. I tailed shadows. Or imagined I did. Black sedans in rear views. Wrong numbers on burners. Culminated in a dive off Burnside, neon open, flickering like a seizure. I nursed a PBR. Scanning for tails. When he slid onto the stool beside me. Ethan Caldwell. Gaunt as a junkie. Hoodie shadowing his pretty boy face. Knew you'd sniff it out. You threatening my ex? Knife edge calm. But my fist clenched under the bar. He winced.
Genuine.
No, God.
No.
That was Victor's PI. Freelance dirt. He's raging.
Jack.
From his cell. Pulling strings. Wants us both buried to seal his plea.
Us.
There was again that fractured mirror. I signaled for another round. Why track me? Sing to the feds already. Because they want you. Reyes grilled me. Where's Harlan? Key architect. I stonewalled. But Victor's lawyer's leaking. Your code's the smoking gun. My code. The beautiful, damning thing I'd built to protect. Now a noose. And your play. Alliance 2.0. He pulled a slim drive from his pocket. Full confessions, Victor's.
Mine.
Timestamped. We drop it, coordinated.
Force their hand.
You testify, remote. I perjure if needed. Split the glory, or infamy. Infamy. The kid had poetry now. Forged in fire. I pocketed the drive. Mind racing. Trust him? Suicidal. But solo. I was a ghost fading fast. Portland's neutral. Meet tomorrow. Pioneer Square. Bring coffee and no bullshit. He nodded. Vanished into the rain. I didn't sleep. Replaying angles. Betrayal's echo. Victor played us like fiddles. But Ethan's flip? Genuine desperation. Or another layer. Dawn Square bustled. Buskers. Joggers. The American dream on loop. Ethan arrived. Starbucks tray in hand. Eyes scanning like a hunted fox. We sat on a bench. Fog rolling off the Willamette. Here's the deal, he started. Voice low. Reyes offers. You flip on Victor. Reduced exposure. But he knows has dirt on her. Some quid pro quo from past probes. It's a snake pit. Dirt on the Fed? The web tightened. I sipped the latte too sweet. Like false hope. What's your angle?
Kid?
Really? He met my gaze. Steady for once. Redemption? Or survival? Take your pick. But Victor destroyed my family. Dad disowned me. Mom's popping Xanax. You? He used you like a tool. We're the broken ones. Broken. Yeah. The word hung, heavy as the mist. Flashback. My old man, factory grunt in Gary, dying bitter at 52 from black lung and Budweiser. Don't chase suits, son. They'll chew you up. I'd ignored him. Chase the shine. Now here, shineless. All right, I said finally. But one wrong move. Crystal. We sync drops, his to his lawyer. Mine to a journalist contact from the old whistleblower days. By noon, leaks sprouted, anonymous sources confirming Victor's cell block bribes. Stock dipped again. Headlines screamed, Apex cover-up deepens. But the counterpunch landed that night. Rico called. Jack, feds at my door. Subpoena for your logs. I bolted. Greyhound East. Heart pounding. Ethan texted. Victor's out on bail. Heading your way. Bail? The wolf loose. Portland blurred in the bus window. A fleeting sanctuary. Next stop, the heartland, where it all began. Indiana. My old man's grave. And maybe answers in the dirt. Revenge wasn't a sprint, it was a marathon through mirrors. Every reflection, a potential knife. And as the plains unspooled, I wondered, was I avenging? Or just running from the man I'd become? The Greyhound reeked of stale farts and desperation. Diesel rumble a lullaby for the damned as it chewed up I-80 toward Indiana. Cornfields whipped by. Golden under harvest sun. A postcard lie of heartland wholesomeness. I hadn't set foot in Gary since Dad's funeral, 6 years back. casket cheap as his life. Union rep droning platitudes while mom sobbed into her rosary.
Now.
Pulling into the Greyhound station. The air hit like a fist. Steel mill ghosts. Sulfur tang from shuttered blast furnaces. I hitched a ride with a trucker, bearded vet named Cal. Tattoos fading like old regrets. Wall Street bullshit. He grunted over CB static, passing a thermos of sludge coffee. I nodded. Vague. Corporate wars. He laughed. Gravelly. Same as Nom.
Kid.
Suits instead of slopes. Watch your six. Dropped at a motel off Broadway, neon vacancy buzzing like flies. I crashed hard. Dreamless for once. Woke to a knock. Pizza delivery. Wrong order. But the kid's eyes lingered. Paranoia? Or Victor's neck closing? I tipped extra, bolted the door, and fired up the laptop. Ethan's drive decrypted clean, audio gold mines. Victor. Post-merger. Chuckling over speakerphone. Jack's our firewall.
Ethan.
Loyal dog, feed him scraps. He'll guard the henhouse. My blood iced. Scraps. The equity bumps. The family toasts, all bait. Deeper dig, emails chaining to Lena's firm. Victor blackballed her post-divorce. Whispering unstable associates ex to partners. No wonder she'd iced me. The betrayal metastasized. Roots in every corner of my life. Called her burner, voicemail. Voice tight. Lena. It's me.
Victor poisoned the well.
I'm fixing it for both of us. Call if you can. Delete. Regret. She was collateral, but blood's thicker than ink. Gary's streets clawed at me, boarded row houses. Murals of Ollie and Jackson 5 fading to graffiti tags. I walked to Rose Hill Cemetery. Dad Stone squat and lichened. Thomas Harlan. 1955 to 2018. Worked hard. Loved harder. Kneeled. Weeds scratching knees. And spilled it all to granite.
To wind.
Pops. I chased wrong. Suits ate me alive. Now I'm spitting back, but is it poison or cure? No answer. Just a crow cawing mockery. Back at the motel. News alert. Ex-Apex CEO Victor Lang posts $5 million bail, vows vindication. Photo. Him striding from Cook County. Flanked by shills. Grin defiant. Bail from where? Family money dried up. Whispers of silent partners. Russian oligarch ties from the merger shells. Phone buzz Rico. Frantic. Jack. They swept my place. Feds. But private too, Lang's goons. Your trail's hot. Head south.
South. To what?
Miami anonymity? No, back to Chicago. Face the beast. Bought a beater Chevy from a junker lot, $800 cash. Plates dirty, and gunned it west on 80/90. Tolls blurring into night. Halfway. Outside Joliet. Lights flashed, state trooper pullover. Heart slammed endgame, but no, taillight out. Warning. Drive safe. Sir. Safe. Laughable. Rolled into Chi at 3 a.m. Crashed a no-tell on the south side. L rumbling overhead like judgment. Dawn brought the play. Anonymous tip to Reyes. Coordinates on Victor's PI. He's the leak. Follow the photo EXIF. Then. Boulder. Message to Ethan. Balls in air. Victor loose your move. His reply. Meeting Reyes tomorrow. Dropping your name for protection. Trust. Trust. The word mocked. but alliance held, fragile as glass. By noon, I was deep in the old neighborhood, Wrigleyville haunts. Murphy's Pub, where Victor recruited me over deep dish and old styles. Bar empty. Save the barkeep, grizzled Mick with a White Sox cap. Harlan? Ain't seen you since the 19 series choke. Ghosts. Mick. Slid a 20 for a pour. As he poured, TV flickered. Breaking. Lang Associates raided. Ties to international money laundering. Victor's empire cracking. Shells popping like pimples. Mick whistled. Your old shop? Rough.
Yeah.
Sipped.
Bitter burn.
Then the door swung, not Victor, but Lena. Rain-soaked. Eyes storm gray. Jack. No warmth. Just exhaustion. I stood. Stool scraping. How? Your voicemail. And the news.
God. Jack.
What did you do? Sit. Guided her to a booth. Order coffees. Words tumbled. The merger. The code. Victor's knife. Her face cycled, shock. Anger. A flicker of old pity. You covered for him. Lied to me when I asked why the hours. The stress. Just work, you said. Tears welled. Unbidden. I lost my job.
Jack.
Firms folding under scrutiny. Guilt knifed deeper than any worm. I'll fix.
How?
You're a fugitive in your own life. She wiped her face. Steel returning. But
Victor called me.
Last week. Offered consulting to bury questions. I recorded it. The drive grew. Give it. She hesitated, then emailed from her phone. Victor's voice. Slick. Lena. Darling. Jack's troubles needn't be yours. Sign this NDA. $50,000 wire. Poof, problem's gone. Darling. The sleaze. Thank you, I breathed. Don't. This ends it.
Jack.
No more ghosts. She left. Umbrella blooming in the drizzle.
I sat.
Files compiling, a master bomb. Confessions. Ledgers. Now Victor's ham-handed bribe. Uploaded to a dead man switch. Trigger on my demise. Or delay to a journo collective. Ethan called that Eve. Reyes bought it. Immunity if you show. Victor's panicking hired muscle. Old school. Like Chicago PD retirees.
Dirty.
Watch your back. Night fell heavy. City lights smearing like accusations. I moved to a safe house. Old contact from the divorce PI days. A basement in Pilsen with cots and canned beans. There. Planning crystallized. Bait Victor. Force confrontation. Leak a meat fake. Through dark channels. Let him come. Record the desperation. The trap sprung midnight. 2 days later. Warehouse off the river. Ghosts of stockyards lingering in the damp. I waited. Shadows pooling. Knife in boot. Headlights pierced SUV.
Doors slamming.
3 figures. Victor center. Flanked by goons bull-necked. Shoulder holsters bulging. Harlan. Victor's voice. Commanding even in defeat. Amateur hour ends. I stepped from crates. Mic pinned hidden. Victor. Bail looks good on you. Cuffs chafe. He sneered. Stepping close. Smell of cologne and fierce sweat. You think leaks scare me? I've lawyered continents. But you? Loose end. Testify. And it's perjury, your code. Your SIGs. My code. Laugh low. The one you ordered buried. Merger fudge. Ghost trades. Ethan's got tapes. Lena, too. You're done. His face twisted, mask slipping. Raw hate.
Lena?
That bitch. I made you.
Jack.
Pulled you from shithole obscurity. This is gratitude. Gratitude. The word ignited. You used me. Framed me for your sins. Family? Bullshit. Goon shifted intent. Victor waved him off. Join me. Plea incoming, light sentence. We rebuild.
You and I. Power.
Real power. Temptation flickered. The shine again. Corner office mirage. But Dad's stone echoed. Don't chase suits. I hit record stop. Stepped back.
Nah.
Burn. They lunged. Chaos. Fists and grunts. I dodged. Knife flashing, slash across a palm. Not lethal. Victor bolted. Goons tangling. Sirens wailed. My tip to PD. Clean badges this time. Cuffed in the glare. Victor spat. You'll regret.
Boy.
World eats its own. Already did, I said, as they hauled him. Ambulance for the bleeder. Me unscathed, but soul bruised. Dawn broke. Reyes waiting at the precinct, sharp suit. Sharper eyes. Harlan.
Ballsy.
Walk us through it. I did, full confession. No holds. Immunity traded for truth. The scales tipping. Ethan showed too. Contrite in khakis. We good? He asked after. For now. Fist bump. Awkward. Two survivors.
Scarred.
Lena called that week. Heard. Job offer in Seattle, clean firm. You? Freelance. Ghosts exorcised.
Pause.
Maybe. Coffee sometime. Maybe. Hope's fragile. But real. Victor's trial crushed him. 40 years. No parole. Apex dissolved. Assets seized. Me? Clean slate. Or close. But the twist lingers. In the files. A memo. Victor's hand. Admitting the 21 scam was my idea. Twisted to save face. Lies to the end. Debate it, villain or survivor. I sleep sounder now. But the mirror shows a man who danced with devils. Your call. Who's the monster? Seattle's fog clung like a bad conscience, muting the Space Needle's gleam as I settled into a sublet in Belltown, high-rise anonymity. View of ferries slicing Puget Sound. Freelance gigs flowed. Hardening startups against breaches. Ironic therapy for my scarred psyche. Pay was shit compared to Apex. But sleep came easier. Unhaunted by server hums or Victor's gravel laugh. Lena visited weekends, tentative at first. Coffees turning to dinners at Pike Place dives. Salmon fresh as forgiveness. You're different, she said one night. Over chowder steaming in the chill. Harder.
But.
Honest.
Honest.
The word chafed. My honesty had cost her a career. Nearly a life. Trying, I admitted. Hand brushing hers electric.
Tentative.
We'd been fire and gasoline once, now. Embers. Warm, not scorching. Ethan checked in monthly, texts from his consulting gig in Austin. Low-key ethics audits for VCs scared straight. Reyes sends regards. Case closed. Victor's appealing. But it's theater. We'd bonded in the wreckage. Unlikely bros forged in fraud's forge. Ever miss the game? He'd ask. Which part? The knife in the back? Or the blood on my hands? Laughter. Hollow but real. But loose threads tugged. 6 months post-trial. A letter arrived, no stamp. Hand-delivered. Thick envelope. Victor's scrawl.
Read.
Then decide. Inside. Deposition transcripts. My name bolded in red. Reyes star witness. But footnotes alleging coercion. My history of instability per psych evals from the divorce. Coercion? Bullshit. But the psych Lena's doing? No. Victor's smear. Painting me unreliable. Attached. A check. $250,000. Settlement from his appeals fund. Cash it. Or testify again. Your call, V. The wolf. Clawing from bars. I burned it literally. Zippo in the sink. Flames dancing like demons. But doubt seated. Appeal succeeds. My immunity crumbles. Old sins resurface. Confronted Ethan over encrypted call. Victor's playing. You see this?
Yeah.
My folks got one too. Recant or regret. Ignore. He's bluffing. Bluff or bomb. I up security. VPN layers. Facial ID on doors. Gigs dry to touch. Whispers of that Apex guy. Clients hedging. Lena noticed. You're jumping at shadows again. Not shadows. Echoes. Nights. I'd pace the balcony. City lights a constellation of what-ifs. What if Victor's partners, those Cayman ghosts, hunted loose lips? What if Ethan's clean was facade? Another flip? Crisis hit autumn. Leaves turning blood orange. Rico texted. Trouble. Apex holdouts suing whistleblowers. Class action. Your name lead. Dug in. Suit from ex-execs. Claiming defamation. Damages in millions. Victor's parting shot. Funded by silent money. Panic Claude. Called Reyes voicemail. Harlan. Stand by. Motion to dismiss pending.
Stand by.
In limbo's no man's land. Lena pushed. Fight it. Or run. But together this time. Together. The word anchored. We lawyered up. Pro bono shark from a whistleblower org. ACLU ties. Depots flew. My story. Ethan's corroboration. Lena's taped the dagger. But the suit dragged. Discovery dredging ghosts my old emails. Acquiescence in the code. Courtroom came winter. Federal in Seattle. Gray skies weeping outside. Victor absent. But his shadow loomed via video link from Leavenworth. Gaunt but gloating. Mr. Harlan, his lawyer drawled. You admit fabricating insurance code? Vengeful. No. Protective, I countered. Voice steady under lights. After your client's betrayal, objections flew. Judge, a stern Latina with no patience for theater, banged gavel. Irrelevant. Motion to dismiss granted. Frivolous claims. Relief crashed like waves. Victor's link cut. Face frozen in snarl. Outside. Rain sluiced. Lena hugging tight. It's over.
Was it?
Ethan called post-verdict. Congrats.
Man. But.
Victor's partners? Word on street, they're cutting losses. Watch for tails.
Tails.
Plural. The net widened. Spring bloomed treacherous, cherry blossoms mocking my vigilance. Gigs rebounded. Lena and I made it official, ringless. But leases merged. Domesticity's trap. Sweet poison. Then, the hit. Walking home from Alki Beach. Joggers and dogwalkers oblivious. A van idled curbside. Window down. Silenced pop. Bullet whizzing past my ear. Splintering bark. Ducked. Rolled. Sprinted. Heart thunder. Called 911. Rico for backup. Cops chalked stray shot, but I knew, warning from the ghosts. Ethan flew in, face ashen. I got a visit to Austin Motel. Slashed tires. Note, quiet or quieter. Victor's out, must be his. Out. Bail revoked. Sentence ironclad.
How?
Digging unearthed it, appeal bond. Mysteriously funded. Victor free pending retrial, technicality on evidence chain. The wolf prowled again. We convene, me, Ethan, Rico in a Belltown safe house. Pizza boxes and laptops a war room. Plan? Ethan asked, eyes darting. Endgame, I said. Find the funders. Expose the route. Rico cracked keyboards, tracing wires to Dubai shells, Russian IPs. Victor's syndicate, oligarchs he'd serviced via Apex. Now exposed but vengeful. They're why he bailed you, Rico said. Cut the head. Body dies. Head, Dmitry Volkov, expat banker. Yacht docked in Miami. Plan hatched. Infiltrate. Record.
Drop.
I flew solo, Ethan too hot. Rico virtual. Miami hit humid. Vice neon. Posed as disgruntled ex-Apex. Greased palms at a South Beach club. Volkov circle, models. Coke lines. Whispers of Lang's mess. Slipped in waiter gig. Ears open. Overheard. Harlan's the leak. Squeeze. Or clip.
Clip.
Heart iced. That night, motel shadows moved. Prowler? Fought off. Brass knuckles bruising ribs. Barely escaped. Drive to airport a blur. Back in Seattle. Peace leaks to Journo allies. Exposé dropped. Apex's Russian roots. Oligarch funds behind bail. Stocks tanked globally. Volkov's assets frozen. Extradition whispers. Victor wreckaged. Appeal quashed. But the cost, Lena. Terrified. I can't too much. We paused. Space her armor. Ethan, you saved us.
Jack.
Hero shit. Hero?
Nah.
Survivor. Bloodied. Twist lingered. In Volkov's files. A note. Ethan's signature. Old email. Potential asset. Recruit. Had the kid played double from jump? Confronted him. Voice call crackling. Explain. Silence. Then, early days.
Jack.
Victor's test I refused. Proof attached. Files checked clean. Trust. Earned inch by inch. Summer healed slow. Lena returned. Tentative kisses under evergreens. Gigs boomed. Book deal whispers for my story. But mirrors lied. The man staring back bore scars. Revenge's brand. Debate was exposing the syndicate justice. Or hubris. Victor rots. Volkov flees. But the game's eternal. Who's winning? Ask the ghosts they know. Autumn winds scoured Seattle like a grudge. Stripping leaves to bone as my story leaked. Not the book pitch. But tabloid slop. Wall Street whistleblowers' wild ride. Betrayal. Bullets. And a second chance at love. Lena slammed the paper down at breakfast. Coffee sloshing. Jack. This? My face blurred. But Mom knows. PR spin. I muttered. Gut twisting. The Journo Collective had promised discretion. Instead, Gawker light fodder. Clicks over truth. American as apple pie a la mode. She softened. Hand on mine. Just. Tired. The stares at work. Whispers. Are we cursed? Cursed. The word echoed Dad's mill tales, Steeltown's hex. Jobs vanishing like smoke. No, I lied. Weatherin'. But storms brewed. Gigs faltered, clients citing reputational risk, code for too hot. Rico warned, Volkov's crew retaliating subtle. DDoS on your contacts. Rumors you're unstable. Unstable. Victor's ghost. Whispering from afar. Ethan. In Austin exile. Texted, same here, gigs ghosting. We rattled cages, now they kick back. Rattled. Understatement. I doubled down, consulted for a non-profit, cyber defenses for activists. Meaningful? Maybe.
Pay?
Volunteer wages. Lena pushed law school nights. Her stability my anchor. Then. The call, Reyes. Crisp. Harlan. Volkov's indicted, your drops sealed it. But loose cannon. Victor's appealing again. Pro-SE. Claims new evidence. Your motive via the van shooting. Shooting. They'd pinned it on ghosts. Unsolved. Now weaponized. Bullshit. Agreed. But testify, depose remote. Shut it down. Testify. Again. The courtroom cleagues. Victor's glare. Nightmares reloaded. But refusal? Riskier. Flight to D.C. Fog shrouded. Lena's kiss lingering. Come home whole. Federal court loomed, neoclassical. Pillars like teeth. Video link from a sterile room, me in suit. Borrowed from Rico. Victor appeared. Shackled remote. Eyes burning coals. Harlan, he rasped. Off mic, but clear. You owe me.
Oh.
The gall. Depot flowed. Questions probing bias. My vendetta. I parried. Fax blades. Ledgers. Tapes. The worm as ethical safeguard. His cross. You planted malware. Revenge porn for a pink slip. Worm was audit trail. I countered. Your fraud's the porn. Judge, elderly hawk, sustained objections. But Victor's venom stuck. Post-hearing. Reyes pulled me aside, strong. But he's got a mole, inside tip on your drops.
Mole.
Betrayal's hydra. Heads regrowing. Back in Seattle. Paranoia peaked. Packages unopened. Calls screened. Lena confronted. This life's killing us. Sell the story. Cash out. Move, Bali. Anywhere.
Sell.
The temptation, advance fat. Ghostwriter polishing scars to shine. But truth? Commoditized. Another Enron paperback. Ethan visited, road trip vibe. But eyes haunted. Volkov's boys hit my place, trashed. Dog poisoned. His pup. A lab mix. I'm out.
Jack.
Teaching adjunct, ethics. Irony. We hiked Discovery Park. Trails mudslick. Sound glittering below. Regrets, he asked. Plenty. You chased the wrong god. Victor.
Power. Now?
Gratitude for air. Fist bump. But fracture lines showed. Trust tensile. Not steel. Night. Over IPAs at a brewpub. He confessed. Early on, I envied you. Grit, without pedigree. Stole your pitch to prove.
Something.
Stupid kid shit. Water under, I said. But wasn't. Resentment's tide. Ebbing slow. Crisis peaked Thanksgiving. Family dinner at Lena's sister's. Turkey and tension. Whispers. That's the guy from the news. Lena's bro-in-law. Finance drone. Cornered me. Hero or hack? Sounds like you torched it all for spite.
Spite.
The accusation landed, stirring doubts. Was revenge spite's mask? Victor's fall cathartic. But the fallout, Lena's stress migraines. Ethan's exile. My isolation, Pyrrhic. Post-feast. Drive home silent. Lena broke, he's right. It divided us from family.
Friends.
Is peace worth the price?
Peace.
Elusive as mist. Maybe time to fold, but fate unfolded cruel. Dawn alert, Victor dead. Apparent suicide, headlines blared. Leavenworth cell. Belt noose. Note, truth wins. Harlan knows. Accusation or absolution. Autopsy pending. But whispers, staged. Syndicate silencing. Reyes called, suspicious. Volkov link? We need you, affidavit on the threats. Again. The cycle. I signed. Digital ink blood. But the note haunted, Victor. Defeated. Or defiant. Ethan. Karma? Or cover-up. Lena. End it.
Jack.
For us. Decision brewed stormy. Winter solstice. I met Rico at his farm, Tacoma outskirts. Goats bleeding judgment. Burn it all, he advised. Bonfire crackling. Dark web drop. Volkov's full ledger. No bylines. Just truth. Drop executed. Midnight upload. Torrents spreading like virus. By morn. Global headlines. Russian tycoon's empire crumbles in cyber leak. Arrests in Moscow. Assets iced worldwide. Volkov cornered. Sang names. Dates. Victor's complicity confirmed. Noose. His order. Quieting the wolf. Fallout. Peace. Fragile. Gigs surged. Whistleblower icon.
TED Talk invites.
Lena and I wed spring, courthouse simple. Ring silver. Ethan best man. Grin genuine. To loose ends tied. But the twist, in Volkov's files. Unearthed post-arrest a video. Victor. Pre-suicide. Ranting. Harlan didn't kill me. I did, chasing devils.
But the kid?
Ethan. He flipped first. Fed me to save skin.
Ethan?
The mole? Confronted at the reception. Backyard barbecue. Burgers charring. What the fuck? His face strained. Jack. Partial truth. I wore wire for Reyes, early, to flip clean. Victor never knew it was insurance. Insurance. My worm's twin. Betrayal. Layered infinite. Fist clenched, but Lena's hand stayed it. Talk. Not fists. We did, long.
Raw.
Ethan wept. Fear.
Man.
Not malice. You're the brother I needed. Brother. Fractured. But mending. Forgave?
Not fully.
But released enough. Summer healed. Book deal signed. Code of Shadows, catharsis inked. Volkov extradited. Empire dust. Debate the end. Suicide justice. Or syndicate's blade. Ethan's flip salvation or sin.
Me?
Avenger or architect of ash. Truth's gray. America's shade. Pick your side, the mirror lies anyway. The book tour kicked off in a whirlwind of airport lounges and greenroom jitters. Code of Shadows climbing charts like a guilty pleasure. Readers devouring the corporate gothic. Debating me on podcasts. Hero or hothead? Lena stayed grounded. Her law clerk gig a steady pulse while I chase spotlights. Don't lose us in the glow, she'd tease. But eyes held worry, fame's double edge. Sharper than knives. Ethan faded to periphery, adjunct life in Austin suiting his low-key reinvention. Occasional texts, killed it on NPR.
Proud.
Bro. No mention of The Wire. That festering splinter. Forgiveness simmered. Not boiled over. But trust? A house of cards in gale winds. Summer swelter peaked in New York. Launch party at a Soho loft. Champagne flutes clinking amid literati schmoozes. Publishers gushed. Next, Bad Blood. I smiled. Hollow, Elizabeth Holmes fall my echo. But her fraud charmed billions. Mine just bled friends. Mid-mingle. A face from Fog, Sarah Klein. XHR Harpy. Botox smooth in a sheath dress.
Jack.
Water under the bridge. Right? Love the arc, so raw.
Raw.
Her fake smile curdled my gut.
Sarah.
Enjoying Horizon's evolution? She air-kissed cheeks. Vodka breath. Rebranded bliss. But you. Whistleblower chic. Careful, suits hold grudges. Grudges. Plural. The party blurred after, handshakes. Blurbs, but her warning itched. Back at the hotel. Laptop glowed. Anonymous email. Klein's Canary. Read. Attachment. Memos. Horizon's new parent. Volkov remnant shell. Laundering clean. Sarah. The conduit. HR drone to board mall. I forwarded to Reyes. Check this. Her reply swift. On it. Stay frosty. Frosty. Understatement. Tour detoured DC. Bookstore signing. Fans queuing with Sharpies and suspicions. Did you really knife a guy? One asked. Eyes gleaming. Metaphor, I quipped. But the line dragged. A woman in pearls lingering. Mr. Harlan. Victor Lang sends regards. From the grave. Pearl clutch frozen.
Who?
She smiled. Vanished into the throng. Heart raced prank? Or ghost's echo? Reyes met post-signing. Coffee shop anonymity. Lang's suicide. Staged confirmed. Volkov's order. But Klein? She's pivoted. Lobbying for the remnants. Your book's stirring hornets. Hornets.
Swarming.
Protect Lena? Details. Witsec whispers. But I balked new lives. Erase pasts? No. Not yet. Tour wrapped LA, palm-shaded readings. Starlit cameos. Ethan crashed the finale. Hug awkward. Looking sharp. Books fire. Thanks. You? Teaching.
But.
Offer. Co-author sequel? Your grit. My polish.
Sequel.
Tempting dive deeper. Volkov's Empire autopsy. But The Wire ghosted. Pass for now. Back Seattle. Normalcy fractured. Lena announced pregnant. Joy crashed. Ultrasound ones blur. Heartbeat flutter. Our reset, she beamed. Reset. But shadows lengthened. Klein called, voicemail silky. Jack.
Chat.
Old times. Coffee. Trap.
Bait.
I agreed. Public. Neutral. Olympic Sculpture Park. Tourists milling. She arrived poised. Coffee carrier swinging. Congrats on the bump. Domestic looks good. Cut it. What's the play?
She sighed.
Theatrical. Horizons clean now, new blood. But your leaks? Hurt innocence, pensions tanked, layoffs. Sue's brewing, defamation redux. Defamation. Victor's playbook. With Volkov ghosts. Her eyes flickered. Guilt?
No.
Legit. But drop the sequel. And it vanishes.
Peace. Peace.
Bought. Or war. Your kid deserves better than crosshairs.
Kid.
The threat landed nuclear. I stood. Coffee dumped. Tell ya masters. War it is. Home. Lena pale. What happened? Endgame. Wired Rico. Full sweep on Klein. Yields. Emails to Dubai. Payouts masked as consulting. Drop 2. Leaked to ICIJ, Panama Redux. Headlines global. Wall Street's Russian relic exposed. Klein arrested Dawn raid. Perp walk tears. Fallout. Horizon dissolved. Pensions safeguarded by feds. But Volkov. From shadows. Struck. Hackers hit our accounts, drained. Identities swiped. Chaos. Banks frozen. Credit scorched. Lena. 8 months swollen. Jack. The baby.
Panic.
Rico housed us farm bunker. Goats guardians. Ethan wired cash. Hold tight. I've got a lead. Volkov in Cyprus. Cyprus. Exile's lair. Plan me and Ethan. Tag team. Lena begged. Stay. Police it.
Can't.
Ends now. Kissed her belly. Boarded red eye. Istanbul layover. Bazaars humming. Then charter to Cyprus. Fishing boat drop-off. Hideout. Cliffside villa. Guards patrolling Azure. Ethan waited. Rental beamer dusty. Intel. Volkov sails tomorrow. We board. Extract confession.
Bored.
Piracy light. Night fell star-pricked. Yacht lights winking offshore. Dinghy stealth. Grappling hooks comic, but clutch. Slipped aboard, creeks masked by waves. Volkov's den. Teak and excess. Oligarch sprawled. Caviar and cognac. Harlot he purred. No surprise. Persistent. Goon flanked. But Ethan's taser dropped one. I zip-tied the other. Volkov laughed.
Basso.
Amateurs. But talk, Klein sang. You want confession video. Volkov admitting orders, shooting. Suicide stage. Klein's grease. Lang was tool. Your pest.
Pest.
Rage surged, fist connected. Jaw crack. Upload this. And you're dust. He smirked. Already am. Live feed to my lawyers. Assault? Extradition quashed. Trap. Ethan. Fuck abort. Chaos. Alarms wail.
Guard swarm.
Fists. Grapples. Ethan winged bullet graze. Blood slick. Dove overboard. Dinghy Hail Mary. Shore scramble. Med evac. Ethan stitched.
Pale.
Worth it. Videos gold. Uploaded mid-flight. Headlines erupted. Tycoons on camera coup. Volkov arrested. Empire eviscerated. Home. Lena birthed a boy. Harlan Thomas. Cry fierce. Ethan godfather. Wire forgiven and blood shared. But twist. Video forensics. Deepfake taint. Volkov's deniability. Trial drags.
Doubt seed.
Debate. Piracy justice. Or vigilantism's veil. Ethan's wound badge or betrayal scar. Fatherhood mends. But shadows whisper. Who's clean in the gray? Baby Harlan's wails pierce Seattle's first snow like tiny indictments. A new rhythm to our fractured symphony. Diapers. Midnight feeds. Lena's exhausted glow anchoring the chaos. The deepfake scandal simmered. Volkov's lawyers spun fabrication, but my upload's metadata held. Feds chipping at his fortress. Headlines cooled to embers. But talk shows reignited. Harlan's heist, heroics or hoax. Ethan recovered in a Tacoma clinic, stitches out, limp lingering, but spirit unbroken. Godfather duties start now, he joked over FaceTime. Little Harlan gurgling response. The wire? Buried deeper. A scar not scab. We even.
Jack.
Evenish. Laughter eased. But vigilance lingered, nanny cams. Door bolts. Rico's alerts pinging like heart monitors. Book 2 brewed, shadows echo, co-penned with Ethan. Our pirate tale laundered literary. Advances doubled. Tours tripled. But fame's feedback loop. Fans adored the bromance. Critics sniffed self-aggrandizing. Lena rolled eyes. Right truth. Not therapy.
Truth.
Elusive. Winter thawed to spring rains. Harlan's first smile a bomb. Then, the summons, Volkov trial. Nicosia, my testimony key. Deepfake debunk centerpiece. Lena, go. End it. Kiss me at SeaTac. Harlan in arms. Bring peace. Cyprus baked under Mediterranean blaze. Court, a concrete bunker ringed by press. Volkov entered, cuffed. Defiant. Suit bespoke despite chains. His glare. Pest persists. Testimonies stand. Lights harsh. Questions surgical. Mr. Harlan. This confession. Your insertion?
No.
His words. My capture. Forensics expert backed. Authentic. No man-up. Volkov's cross. Silk-voiced counsel. Motive? Vengeance for a betrayal. You orchestrated. Orchestrated. Gaslight supreme. I leaned in. Betrayal was yours, through Lang.
Klein.
I exposed. You silenced. Jury murmurs. Judge's gavel cracks. Verdict. Guilty. Life plus extradition pipeline. Volkov lunged, shackles rattle, spitting Russian curses. Outside. Press swarm. Harlan. Justice. Accountability, I muttered. Flashing Lena's photo, for luck. Homecoming. Barbecue blowout. Rico grilling brats. Ethan toasting with O'Dalls. To pests. Laughter flowed. Harlan cooing in bouncer. But undercurrents. Ethan's book notes veered confessional, his wire detailed. Necessary evil. Readers deserve raw, he argued.
Raw.
Risky, Reyes warned. Sealed files.
Breach. Contempt.
Tension simmered. Lena mediated. Balance. Glory's fleeting. Family eternal.
Family.
The word waited. Summer idle. Beach days at Golden Gardens. Harlan's toes in surf. Ethan's limp fading in sand. But a call shattered. Sarah Klein. From low SEC. Jack. Released early, good behavior.
But.
Warning. Volkov had a lieutenant. Uncaught. Lieutenant. Hydra's tail. Paranoia rebooted. Tires slashed. Anonymous hangs. Rico traced. Burner to Chicago. Old Apex ghost. Confronted Ethan suspect? Me?
Nah.
But. I know him. Derek Voss. Victor's old enforcer. Thought buried.
Buried. No.
Voss surfaced. Ex-cop.
Now PI.
Volkov's U.S. Fixer. Plan bait. Trap. Staged leak. Harlan in town. Book promo. Boss bit. Tailed me to a Fremont warehouse. Echo of old Chi haunts. Waited in shadows. Rico drone overhead. Ethan wire ready. Voss entered. Burly in leather, Harlan. Loose lips sink ships. And fists break faces, I said. Mike hot. He charged, wrestle. Grunts. Ethan tossed from flank. Voss down. Interrogation. Zip ties. Flashlight eyes. Who sent? Volkov. Clean up. Confession recorded. Fed swoop, Reyes team. Cuffs clicking. Voss flipped. Full syndicate map. Remnants rounded. And, finally, book dropped fall, bestseller. Controversies catnip. Talk shows. Redemption arc? Ethan, survival. Lena and I. Parents now, Harlan toddling. First words, duh.
Peace.
Earned bloody. Twist. Postscript file from Voss, Victor's suicide note. Full. Harlan. You won. But the real villain?
Me.
Forgive?
Nah.
But understand, power devours. Don't let it you. Understand. The wolf's last howl. Human at end. Debate. Trial triumph. Or theater. Voss's fall closure. Or cycle. Ethan's raw truth catharsis or curse. Father stares at son. Vows break chain. But shadows lengthen. Who's next to bite? Years blurred like newsreel fades. Harlan 5 now. Gap-toothed grin and soccer cleats muddying our Belltown perch. Lena partner at a boutique firm. Her brief sharper than my old code. Code of Shadows sequels spawned a franchise. Podcasts. Docuseries bids. Me the grizzled narrator. Ethan the wry co-host. Our scars showbiz gold. Tours tamed to keynotes. Crowds chanting pest, like a battle cry. But peace? Illusions veneer. Volkov rotted in Supermax. Voss plea bargained to snitch heaven. Klein's tell-all flopped as lifetime schlock. Victor's shadow?
Faint.
A footnote in biz school warnings. The Lang fallacy. Hubris unchecked. Ethan married. A quiet affair in Austin. Adjunct to dean. His bride a poli-sci prof with no tolerance for Wall Street war stories. Your Uncle Jack, he ribbed at the rehearsal. Harlan ringbearer in tiny tux. Don't corrupt him with pirate tales. Only the good parts. Hugs lingered, brothers in arms. Wires woven tight. Lena thrived. Second babe brewing girl. We hoped. Balance to the boy. Nights. She'd trace my scars. Knife nick from Chi. Graze from Cyprus. Battle honors, she'd murmur. Sex followed. Fierce and tender. Reclaiming bodies from ghosts. Yet, undercurrents stirred. A letter anonymous. Postmarked Leavenworth. Lang's effects. Yours if claimed. Curiosity's hook. Reyes greenlit. Safe. But why?
Why?
Auction house in Chi. Dusty warehouse. Bitter sparse me solo. Lena minding fort. Crate opened. Victor's relics, Rolex tarnished. Bourbon decanter. Ledger bound leather. Flipped pages. Handwritten. Not frauds but confessions. Jack, your son I couldn't have. Betrayed to save you from the rot. Power's poison run.
Run.
Posthumous pardon? Or manipulation's last gasp. Sold it all. Proceeds to whistleblower funds. But the word stuck. A burr in conscience. Crisis crested summer 30, Harlan's kindergarten fate. balloon animals, and face paint. A parent cornered. Your dad the fraud guy? Cool story. Bro. Kids taunt. Innocent cruel. Harlan home. Tear-streaked. Why me different?
Daddy.
Kneeled. Heart shred. Difference brave. Like superheroes, fights monsters. Wins. He hugged. Small arms fierce. But doubts seated, legacies wait. Revenges echo on innocence. Ethan called, heard. Talk to him straight. Our truth. Not myths. Straight. Book 3 loomed. Echoes end. Finale. We wrote raw. Ethan's wire as calculated risk. My worm, moral gray. Critics raved. Nuanced redemption. Fans split. Cop out versus. Real talk. Launch Vegas. Full circle. Nugget ghosts.
Channel me.
Ethan. Reyes guest. Q&A electric. Regret the revenge? Ethan. Parts. Cost friends. Me. Shaped me. Wouldn't change, but warn. Fire burns giver too. Reyes. Justice? Slow grind. Heroes optional. Post panel. Casino hum. Ethan pulled aside. One more ghost. Victor's son. Real one. Half bro. From affair. Contacted me. Wants meet. Half bro. Victor's blood.
My. What?
Why now? Closure? Or con? We met. A diner off strip. Pancakes greasy. Kid, 25. Lanky. Victor's jaw. Nervous. Name's Alex. Mom was secretary. He acknowledged late. DNA after fall. DNA. Proof in spit. What you want? Nothing. Just. Knew you through news. The fight. Respect. Respect. From the wolf's whelp. We talked hours. His life sidelined. Victor's check sporadic. Hate him. Complicated. Echoed my mirror. Parted allies. Uncle Alex to Harlan. Family fractal. Home. Lena birthed Ellie. Eyes like hers. Cry like Harlan's. Nursery doubled. Chaos joy. Final twist. Auction ledger surfaced in trial redux. Volkov's appeal. Claiming entrapment. My pirate vid centerpiece. But deepfake defense crumbles under new forensics. Ethan's taser mark. Timestamp irrefutable. Appeal denied. Volkov's silence eternal. But in files. A memo, Klein's hand. Harlan's the key. Flip him. Or break.
Break.
They tried bullets. Smears.
Suits. Failed.
Legacy settled. School visits. Ethics and code. Kids wide-eyed. Harlan. Daddy hero? Hero's team effort. Winked at Ethan. Visiting. End. Open. America's underbelly churns new wolves. Old sins. Revenge? Taught caution. Not crusade. Debate finale. Victor's note grace or gaslight. Ethan's wire wisdom or wound. My path. Triumph or toll. Family sleep sound. Shadows at bay. But dawn whispers. Pick your side. Or the game picks you.
Who's right?
Hell if I know, but I'm done running.